Okay, so the first thing you're going to require for running the Mozmill endurance tests in Mozmill Crowd is the Mozmill Crowd extension, which can be found by searching Add-ons Manager within Firefox. If we install that and then restart Firefox, you can see that Mozmill Crowd has been installed. To launch Mozmill Crowd, hold down Ctrl-Shift and press C. The first thing we can do here is specify the application to test. By default, it's selected the currently running application, which is fine. Specify the test run to execute. In our case, we're going to run the endurance test run. Before we click start, I'm going to set some preferences. The first one I'm going to change is to submit the test results to our CouchDB server. And I'll change the number of iterations, which is by default 1. I'm going to change that to 10. And the delay between each iteration, the default is 100 milliseconds. I'm going to change that to 1 second. Okay. And now we can click Start Test Run. If this is the first time you've used Mozmill Crowd, it'll prompt you for a location for the Mozmill environment. So just go ahead and select that. And it's going to download the environment and then it's going to extract it. Once that's done, it'll start running the tests. Before it runs the tests, it needs to set up the environment, which is what it's doing now. Okay, so the first test is now running. The first test, it opens and closes the Add-ons Manager. So it's going to repeat that, remember, 10 times, and between each iteration it's going to pause for 1 second. And the second test here opens 5 tabs with content and then enters and leaves the private browsing mode. The third test opens new tabs with content by clicking the New Tab button on the toolbar. And this test does essentially the same, but uses the new tab feature in tab groups, which is new for Firefox 4. And the final test also uses tab groups, but this time it switches between 2 open tabs. Okay, so that's all our tests have run. You can see in the background there 14 tests have passed, no failed and no skips. You can see the log is output here in the Mozmill Crowd testing dialog. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pop back into preferences just to remind myself where we sent our results. If I copy that and paste it into the location bar, we can see the reports for the tests by clicking the endurance test run and reports. And the top one here is the test we've just run. You can see the date and the version, which is Firefox 4, and the build, the locale, platform and version. You can see the delay here, which is 1 second, and the number of iterations, which was 10. If we scroll along, you can also now see the minimum and maximum memory in megabytes that was allocated and the number of passes. If we click that, we'll be able to see it in more detail. At the top here, you can see any add-ons that happen to be installed, extensions and plugins and themes. It also shows you whether or not they're enabled or compatible. Scrolling down, we can see the memory usage throughout the test run. And we see here it was fairly stable, fairly good run. And down here you can see the memory allocation and map memory broken down test by test. We can also sort that so we can see the test that consumed the most memory. Okay, so that is the Mozmill endurance test running in Mozmill Crowd. Thanks.